we want to use it to send the message across to the Nigerian Christian world. We want to send it to PFN. We want to send it to CAN so that they will know if T.B.Joshua is a demon, why then should people like Chris, whom they recognize, be his friend?
T.B.Joshua courted the Nigerian press and has many hungry news reporters on his payroll. A lot of the reported benevolence is highly exaggerated, and the press was often used as a tool for reverse psychology, printing crazy stories to lure people and buy sympathy for the synagogue. T.B.Joshua's freakery became so effective that many of the Nigerian elites have become ensnared. From governors to high-level police officers, TB has a following that is outstanding. Presidents of nations, multi-millionaires, and many international figures are among the list of his victims. James 4:4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Second time again, we invited him when we were having what they call the blood of Jesus. That was the time they brought in one man, one Dutchman, Mr. Westerhoff. The man on chair, wheelchair, because of the multiple sclerosis he had. Not that this man cannot walk. This man could walk, but he could not walk and stand for a long. He could walk, but he could not walk for a long time. So that is why he decided to choose to sit on a wheelchair. And this man was never healed. He was still like that. What he walked in the church, and as if he was jumping, was exactly what he did before the first time he came to us. That was the man we used to showcase. When Chris came, that was the man we showcased. If you watch the video, you will see it was Chris and T.B.Joshua. T.B.Joshua indirectly discipled Chris, because what happened was what he used to do. If we are praying, T.B.Joshua will stand by us and believing to be giving us, threatening us with power. So that was what he did to Chris. So this was what he packaged and gave to his journalists to send to the world.
In conclusion, how did an illiterate half-wit pull off such a grand deception?
And I went back to Ghana. I said, well, since things are changing, let me now, at the age of 41 plus, no marrying, because everybody, it's a taboo for you to, nobody, even if you are married, you will be separated with your wife. If you are lucky, if you want to sleep with your wife, he is the person who will tell you when to sleep with your wife. He will tell those in disciples who are married and their wives are living at home and while they are in the quarters, he will tell them when to have sex with their wives, either once or twice in a year, and he will give them pass to go and sleep with their wife and come back the following morning. So if you try that without his permission, you are in trouble. That is tantamount to rebellion. You are rebellious. Even you will not. Where will you see your wife to sleep with? Where will you have chance? Nobody is free at a time. Everybody is monitoring everybody. So you have no 1 minute to hide. So things changed. If you go to synagogue church as I'm talking now, you will see women there, you will see ladies there who joined him at the age of 15, 13, 14. He's discharging all of them. He has been sleeping with all of them. They are now 35, 40. Some of them are 35 and 38. Some are 31. They are not yet married. They are just there for his luxury. He sleeps with them, does anything he likes with them till today. So when I go back to Ghana, I said, no, I need to marry. I met with a young lady I wanted to marry. She was a journalist that worked with GTV, and she was a journalist, she's a reporter, and she worked with also with SAVI, the United Nations body. So I met her, we talked and we agreed. The father was the father of the girl was the regional minister of Volta region. A very wealthy family and good girl, educated girl. I saw her and I prayed. I said, okay, I better go home and tell T.B.Joshua that I've seen somebody I want to marry. When the girl agreed, I came back to Lagos. I told T.B.Joshua that I want to marry. Heaven was let loose. Immediately, somebody else was sent to go and replace me in Ghana. While I was incarcerated. I was kept on redundant. I don't pray again to people. People don't talk to me again. You can imagine where only me is living in the midst of more than 200 disciples. Nobody talks to me. Nobody sits with me. I was alone. He now formed different caucuses that will come to talk to me. Some will come and advise me, why not leave this girl? Why not come back here? Papa will find you a wife. I said, how can Papa find you a wife? Has he found anybody a wife before here? Where will he find me a wife? That I've decided, nothing can change it. And I stood my ground. For more than 3 months, I was incarcerated. Nobody talks to me. I was useless, moving around. I became depressed. When he tried and tried and tried and I refused, he held meetings because of me more than 3 times every day. Everything was done to stop me. I refused. And finally, at the end, he now asked me, that was in December 2004. They asked me to now invite the girl. December 31st, 2004, the girl came. The girl spent 2 weeks with us. And sometimes when he was going to O site, he would carry the girl to O site and stay with the girl and talk with the girl. And I thought he was praying with the girl. When the girl came back, after 2 weeks, the girl wanted to go. He called us and said, okay, that I have to follow the girl and go back to Ghana. That the prophet that was already in Ghana that came to replace me, that was a prophet Ben, will accompany me to the father's house so that we go and see the father's and know what is the necessary things to do so that he can marry her for me. I was so happy. We went to Ghana. I went back to the church. The girl went back to their house. I arranged with Prophet Ben. We went to see the parents, but we didn't meet the father. So they gave us another appointment in 2 weeks' time. So we came back after seeing the mother. I came back to Lagos. It was not up to a month when they wrote me, when they called me that the girl had problem, was in the hospital. I went, he sent me to go and see her. I went there. From hospital there, they said she was not okay. She was transferred to Kulubu Hospital, and before you know it, the girl died. I was depressed. In fact, I felt like I should die. I knew something has happened. I came back to Lagos. I told him that Nana has died. And I was angry. I left him. I went back to Accra again. I didn't know what to go. I didn't know where to go. My brothers, my sisters, I have already disowned them. I didn't know where to start my life. When I go to Accra, I felt like initially I wanted to commit suicide. I wanted to die. But I thought of it. I said no. I didn't want to kill myself, but I wanted to die. I didn't know what to do. So one day, I decided. I packed up all the whole synagogue newsprints. I packed up all the whole cassette.